Hey guys, welcome back to the layout. This is Dan here as always, and in this video I'm going to give you guys a quick tip on how to remove and strip stock Athearn lettering off a model. Now this can apply for locomotives, it can apply for rolling stock in both the RTR and the Genesis line. It works both ways. And with Athearn's lettering it's just printed on, so it's very easy to remove, but I'm going to show you in this video the simplest and easiest way and the quickest way to remove all this lettering. So let's get started. Alright, so say you have a stock Athearn Genesis GP40 like this one here, in Iowa, Chicago, and Eastern. Well, if you're modeling the ICNE, this is no problem. All you have to do, weather it up, throw the handrails on, and there, you're done. But say you want to model one of these guys right here, in this one particular case, HLCX 4210. Well, you're looking at this, and obviously, as you can see, compared to the model and the real thing, all the old lettering and the numbers have been stripped off and replaced. So you're looking at this like, well, how am I going to get that off? Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to. So first off, we're going to move the locomotive over here. And basic prep for before you get started is to, one, remove the handrails, get all those off so that they're aside, because it'll be a little harder if you try to do it with the handrails on. Plus, more than likely you would damage them in the process, so it's just better to simply remove those altogether before you do this process. Step two, you'll want to get some materials together, and I'll go ahead and show you those materials now. So the materials you'll need for this project are a bottle of Microsol, a bottle of 91% isopropyl alcohol, a small to medium brush to be used as an applicator, and an ample supply of Q-tips. So first things first, we're going to take a small tool, like this for example. This way we're able to set the unit on its side, just like this. And this will allow us to easy access the sides of the locomotive and the cab sides to be able to strip off the lettering. And now we're going to open up our bottle of Microsol right here, and using our small brush we're going to use it as an applicator. So we're going to get a good little bit of Microsol on the tip of the brush, and I'm going to start over here on the word Iowa, and that's what we're going to strip off first. Remember, you want to do this one word at a time. You don't want to rush this because it takes a little bit of time. You got to be patient with this. So first off, you put your first application of Microsol on this and let it soak for about 1 minute. Come back, put another coat on, and then we'll start scrubbing it off with our Q-tip. And now that that's had a little bit of time to soak, we're going to now follow up with the Q-tip soaked in our Microsol, and we're just going to start applying it, and you're just going to start scrubbing like this. And as you can see, the lettering starts to come off very slowly. I'm just being careful. You don't really have to worry too much about the Microsol stripping any paint off. It'll take the printed lettering off, but for the most part it would take a heck of a lot of scrubbing to even start scratching the paint. And that's what's nice about using Microsol, is that it's general enough. You don't want to use something like isopropyl alcohol or something like that that'll actually damage the paint, because odds are you'll damage the paint before you actually get the lettering off. So that's kind of the thing about it, but Microsol works the best for this. So as you can see, it's starting to take the lettering off, and it's just, like I said, just a matter of patience. You just got to go very carefully and very slowly, and you start lifting that lettering off, just like that. So as you can see, we pretty much got it off, and now what we're going to do, now that we got the first word off, we're going to follow behind with the excuse me, not a Q-tip, but a paper towel, and we're going to wipe up all the excess fluid. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's, oops, sorry, it's not going to focus, is it? There you go. As you can see, there's just a little bit of smudge right here from the ink. So what we're going to have to do to fix this is we're going to have to use a little bit of our isopropyl alcohol with another Q-tip dipped in it to eliminate that smudge. And now with our Q-tip soaked in a little isopropyl alcohol, we're just going to go over this real gently to wipe up the rest of the ink. Remember, you don't want to go over this too hard. Just 1 or 2 applications is fine. You use too much and you'll start taking that yellow paint off, so you got to keep that in mind. But as you can see, the first phrase of this is completely removed. So we're going to go ahead and keep working, and I'll start removing the Chicago and Eastern, and then we'll move on to the cab. I will not show this part. For the most part, you get the idea, the basic idea, and I'll show you guys the cab once we get to it. So as you can see, we got all the high hood lettering stripped off just like that, and that took about 5 minutes total of scrubbing. And like I said, this is a very easy technique, and it's very easy to do, like I said. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and move on to the cab area. And with the cab area, this is probably the easiest, and I like to save the easiest part for last. Kind of tackling the hardest part is kind of what I do for first. So we're going to do the exact same thing. And basically we're going to take our brush and again apply a little microsol to the areas. We'll do the 4200 first, and while we're at it we'll do the city of Kansas City around that as well. And then we'll let that soak and set up, and then we'll come back and start scrubbing. And now we'll go ahead and start scrubbing the area. So as you can see, it's starting to lift off now. It's working pretty well. Once you start getting that solution and it starts soaking into the printing, it really starts kind of lifting up a little bit easier. So as you can see, the numbers are starting to come off. The numbers, since they're a bolder print, they kind of take a little bit more time to kind of peel off. And like I said, it just takes patience. I'm going to go ahead and switch to another Q-tip, load it up with a little more microsol to finish this off. Alrighty, there we go. And once again, wipe the area off. And then we'll go ahead and load up a Q-tip with our isopropyl alcohol. And remember, again, easy on the applications. You don't want to use too much because this stuff is very powerful and it'll start stripping paint faster than you know it. Alright, so that takes care of it. And also remember, when you use the paper towel, don't slide it. Don't like swipe across it, because then you'll actually start like streaking. Like if you do lift up a little paint, which most likely you will do in the process, it'll streak across the battery or across the cab side, so you just want to blotch it up like this. So as you can see, there you have it. We've got all the numbers and everything else removed. And just like that, in a matter of minutes, all the old lettering is stripped off and it's ready for the new. So at this point in time, what you'd want to do is probably take the shell off, get all the loose details off it first, and then take it to your sink or bathtub or whatever and scrub it up with some warm soapy water to get rid of all the grease and any other decal solution residue, anything like that, and get it cleaned up, and then prep the area by clear coating the whole shell and then applying your decals. Alright, so that about wraps it up, guys. Like I said, easy technique, easy to do, and I sure like it myself. So just practice it. You know, you can even use a scrap car if you want. You can practice on that before you try it on anything else. But like I said, it's an easy technique to do. But this will pretty much wrap it up, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer them. But this pretty much wraps up this how-to video for now. So until next time, you guys, take care.